So I'm going to be estimating 215 subtract 178. So I'm going to start by rounding these numbers up to the nearest 10. So I'll have 220 subtract 180. So I'm going to look at this as 22 minus 18 for now and drop the 0. And I can look at this by counting up. So if I count up, I get 18 plus 4 is 22. This is the number I was looking for. It's 4, and I need to bring back my 0. So I get 40. So for my concrete representation of 215 subtract 178, I have 2 flats, 1 rod, and 5 units, and 1 flat, 7 rods, and 8 units. So I'm going to start with the units, and I'm looking at these units here. I cannot subtract 8 from 5, so I need to exchange a rod for units. So I'm going to exchange my rod for 10 units. 10 units here and 5 units here, so I have 15 units. I want to take away 8 units, so I can count out 8. Now I have 7 units. So because I'm done with the units now, I'm going to move these to the bottom. So I have 7 units here at the bottom where my answer or the difference will be for this equation. I'm going to come back up to the top, and I have no rods, but I have to take away 7 rods here. So I'm going to exchange this flat for 10 rods at the top, which I can take 7 from. So if I have 7 rods here, I'm going to count out 7 rods, and I'm going to take them away, leaving me with 3 rods here that I'm going to move down to the bottom. Now I'm going to move to the flats. I have 1 and 1 on the bottom. So I can take this one away, and I have none left to bring down into where my answer is. So I'm going to be left with 3 rods and 7 units. For my pictorial representation of this question, it's going to be very similar to the concrete. So I have 2 flats, 1 rod, and 5 units for 215, and 1 flat, 7 rods, and 8 units for 178. So I need to start with my units, and I need to subtract 8 from 5, but I don't have 8, so I'm going to exchange this rod for 10 units. So now I have 15 units altogether, and I need to take away 8, so I'm going to cross out 8, and I'm going to bring these 8 down to the bottom where my difference will be. Sorry, there's 7 there. So I'll have 7 at the bottom. Now I need to subtract 7 rods from the top, but I don't have any rods. So I'm going to exchange this flat for 10 rods. So now I have 10 rods at the top and 7 here. So I'm going to subtract 7 and I'm going to cross them off. So I am left with 3 rods. I'm going to draw them at the bottom. So now I'm at my flats, and I have 1 flat. I need to subtract another flat here, so I'm going to cross this off, and I don't have any to bring down to the bottom, leaving me with 3 rods and 7 units, or 37. Symbolic representation of this question, I am going to use compatible numbers. So I have 215 and 178. So I want to make this 200 and get a nice friendly number. So I know that 215 subtract 15 will give me 200. So this is what I'm working with here. So if I subtract 15 from here, I need to subtract 15 from here. And so I need to figure out what 178 subtract 15 is, which is a lot easier to do than 215 minus 178. So I'm going to subtract 5 from 8, which is 3, and a 1 from 7, which is 6, so I get 163. So my new question now becomes 200 subtract 163. So I am going to round this to 200 subtract 160. So now these numbers are even easier to work with. I just have to remember about my 3. So I'm going to subtract, I got 0 here, 2 zeros here, so I'm going to end in a 0. And my new numbers here now are 20 and 16, which I know is 4. So the difference is 40, but I still have this 3 here. So I'm going to take 40, subtract 3, which is a nice easy number to work with. I know that I can't take 3 from 0, so I'm going to exchange here. And my ones column now has 10 in it, which gives me 7. So my answer becomes 37. The difference between 215 and 178 is 37. So for my personal strategy, I'm going to use a number line. And because this is a subtraction question and we're looking for the difference here, I'm going to use addition and see what the physical difference is on this number line between 178 and 215. So I'm going to start here on the left side, and I'm going to first go to 180 first so I can get a nice friendly number. So at 180, I've added 2. So now that I'm at 180, I want to get to 200. So that is my next friendly number that I want to go to. So I'm going to add 20. So now I'm at 200. Now I only need 15 more to get to 215, so I'm going to add 15. So now I've made it to 215. I'm going to add my numbers up. I'm just going to start with the biggest number. So I have 7 and 30 here. So my number is 37, which matches what we got before. So if I look back at my estimation, it was 40. So I was only 3 off. My estimation was pretty close. I got 37. So the answer for 215 subtract 178 is 37.